down on the Foodman region. So all they did was just play the uppercut and show that it went over the infield and got himself for easy run. So poor bowling there by Preston Maxwin. Yeah, poor bowling. Too short, too wide. Third man inside the circle. Easy pickings. Final delivery, already 10 runs in the over. Flicked away. It's going to be 11 coming off the 42nd over, which takes the score to 217 for the loss of 4. Deepu. Shout out to Hussein Deepu, that is. He's on 18, and Shabir Rahman, he's on 28. Yes, please to putting in a good partnership after the loss of the 2 quick wickets. West Indies certainly aiding and abetting the scoring with quite a bit of loose bowling in the process. Certainly they will need to get it right in the last 8 overs. If not, they are going to be facing a huge total. Yeah, to really put the West Indies batsmen to the test, if the Bangladeshis get up to something past 250, Sherman Lewis is going to come into the attack. He's bowled 6 overs, 1 for 39. He's looking to stem the flow of runs, Sherman Lewis. Something that has been a concern for the West Indies senior team, Greg Wilson, would have been their death bowling. I'm quite interested to see what these guys in the West Indies A team can do under that. You know, how will they handle the pressure and how will they minimize run scoring, pick up wickets as the case may be. Yes, that has been a problem in the West Indies team for the last 10 years or so, one would say. It's an area that seriously needs to be addressed. You'd have seen in that ODI series against India, you know, Ramari Shepherd would have been used at the back end of the innings, and would have proved to be a bit expensive. One would have thought Jason Holder would have come back in. When he came back in, he would have bolstered that over bowling by the West Indies. That he did, and Kimo Paul was also tried a bit as well. Didn't work out. So again, that's a concern. So hence I say, you know, this is going to be interesting. Thank you very much. Well, Rahman was swinging for the heavens there. Didn't make contact. I felt the breeze in the commentary box. Perhaps missed out on an opportunity. This one was wide outside the awesome. Really had to get past the man at the point region, and that certainly would have been 4. A bit dark. No real threat of any rain, but there's a bit of overcast conditions at the moment. There's Sabir Rahman. Good work there by cameraman Matthew Rajaram. And of course Jason Prasad. Lewis moving that fielder from a deep backward square leg around to a deep mid wicket. And he's now moved the fielder from a short mid wicket, was on the circle, to a backward square leg. So swapping both fielders and serves up a full banger that has been drilled for 4.
That's a good shot there. He didn't look to hit the ball so hard, he was looking for more placement. And the ball raced across the field. Teddy Bishop coming across. But certainly could not stop it. So again, easy runs being scored. Again, Lewis bowling 5 good enough deliveries. 3 runs alone had scored prior to the last ball and could not close again. We saw a boundary coming up the last delivery. So it is something that the bowlers are not mindful enough of looking to close the over.
Yeah, that what you were speaking about earlier. That just underscores the point, Greg, that you said it's 5th and 6th deliveries of the overs. These overs are important. And it just ends off the over on a high if you get a boundary and sets the tone for the next over. And you brought up the backward square leg fielder. You brought around a deep backward square leg fielder to a deep mid wicket. You carried around the short mid wicket into a backward square leg. And then you serve up a full toss outside the off stump. That doesn't send a good message to your skipper. Shamar Springer has been reintroduced, and he's going to be into his 7th over, 225 for.
So the bowlers themselves have not really made life easy for the captain.
Yeah. Man looking to pull a delivery from outside the off stump. We saw him do that already in this innings to get a boundary. But just keep on rotating the strike. That's what they are doing at the moment, the Bangladesh A batsmen, and it's working. Just like that. As they say in the Caribbean, 1 by 1, the basket will be filled, Greg.
Yes, just easy pickings there by the Bangladeshi batsmen. At this stage of the game, perhaps one may want to give up the single, but it's the question of how do they close the over, which is what's important. Because at this stage, 4 and 5 singles really will not hurt you.
Yeah. He's getting in a tangle there, Sabir Rahman. That one came on to him, just rushing on. There's been a nice little innings here, a cameo from Shabi. 35 to his name already in quick time, Greg.
Yes. With sensible batting.
He's handled things very well. So 5 singles in the first 5 deliveries of the over, Greg. The question is, how will Shamar Springer finish this over?
As we have seen in the last few overs, the final delivery has been dispatched to the boundary for 4.
Rahman just telling Springer to wait a bit to allow him to play farmer. Well, not a bad finish at all. The 6 runs in the over. I think Skipper De Silva will take that.
Yes, 6 singles, but I would still want to see a fielder in that short mid-wicket area where they are getting all the singles that will. Just have him to look for another area to score. So they're still going at a rate of over 5 and over. And with what, some 6 overs remaining, 5 and over will still get them to 259.
Lewis, who didn't have a bad over in the last one, but he gave up 4 runs in the final delivery of the over. There's Anderson Phillip warming up. Warming up for maybe a final burst at the back end. This one struck back past the bowler. Wow, that was struck hard.
Well, it's a drop catch, one would say. He got hands to it. But it was struck so firmly. I think he was more taking an evasive action.
Ooh.
And that was just after he completed his follow through. So suddenly it would go down as a chance, but a very tough chance, one would say.
And as difficult as they come. Luckily, he got his head out of the way there, Sherman Lewis.
Well, you would have seen the likes of Bravo would make some of those catches look easy.
Full toss outside the off stump. Deepu missing out.
Yes, certainly missing out on the full delivery outside the off stump. Struck this one straight to Justin Greaves.
This time he's hitting this one hard. Chance for a run out, but Rahman is home in time. Looks to be Atanase getting in behind that one. That's a good stop.
Sherman Lewis a bit too short there. I think a yard or 2 away from Afanese left or right. That would have gone to the boundary for 4 because it was powerfully struck.
$233 for 4. It's been a good partnership. Projected score of 261. Partnership of 69 or 68. A vital one in the circumstances of this game. And he's bowled him. Sherman Lewis strikes. Shadat Hussain Deepu, who never looked as though his innings is going to get going, but he did a good job though, partnering with Shabir Rahman. I was just mentioning the partnership of 69. And there goes Deepu. A good delivery there from Lewis. You miss, I hit.
Yes, it was a case of Lewis attacking the stumps and Deepu hitting across the line, completely missing this one. And as you indicate that you miss, I hit. So the end of a good knock by Deepu, although it was not a fiery knock, but in the second instance, the partnership was a crucial partnership he was able to put together with Sabir Rahman.
Yeah, crucial partnership, quite correct. And Lewis doing the job for his captain this over, breaking that partnership. That can just dent the momentum of the Bangladesh innings a bit.
Yes, certainly. There's only one way you could slow down the scoring is by taking wickets and bringing new batters to the crease. Sometimes batters need an over to get going. So that would certainly slow down the scoring rate.
Jacques who was the only man to really step up in that last game in 84. Horror showing of 80. He had 25. He's come out there. He's no slouch with the bat in hand. And Greg Wilson, new batsman out there. The field is quite spread out.
Yes, exactly what we have spoken about. Just giving him an easy single on offer.
The final delivery of the over as well. And Anik is off and running. 234 for 5.
Well, perhaps that was not a bad plot to give Anik an easy single. But the question is, do you allow him to get easy runs from there onwards? He has just come in, perhaps force him to play a few big shots. Because what you do not want him is to get Sabir back on strike quite easily.
This is the point at which now you want to close in the field a bit. Look to make best use of Jacques Alianic being on strike. As Anderson Phillip has been introduced into the attack once more. He has been brilliant with the ball today. Anderson Andy Phillip. 7 overs. He's going for 24 and he was able to pick up a wicket. Key thing there, Anik was able to rotate the strike and turn it over to Sabir Rahman.
The Maidon area seems to be a favorite scoring area for most of the Bangladesh batters.
Yep.
And especially the new batters, as soon as they come in, this is one of the areas you see they tend to go to.
I think that also has something to do with the Bangladesh players, of course, coming from the subcontinent, Greg, and always having that tendency of noodling the ball, working the ball around, and especially against spinners and seamers, of course, on those slower tracks. That's something as well I think has to do with that. So that's why they're so good at doing that. Well, that delivery was so short that Anik was jumping to get to it. In the end, he picked up a single.
Again, it was at his body, so he really could not free his arms. So one would say a good delivery.
Yeah, Phillip continuing his good work, and he has been a good find in this series for the West Indies A team. He's done well. Short and interested there is Sabir Rahman. Phillip being worn by Pat Dayton Butler. Delivery not getting up at all. Maybe rolling the fingers down the left side of that ball. Maybe a leg cutter there from Anderson Phillip. We can have a look at that again, maybe. There he was. Yeah, certainly the leg cutter from Anderson Phillip.
So some good variations there.
And he fires this one in, and Rahman gets a single. So that brings the over to an end. Rahman, he moves on to 40, and the score moves on to 238 for 5.
Yeah, good over there by Anderson Phillip. Just considering 4 runs in the over. So good death bowling there. And we saw him, the variation with the leg cutter. So with some 4 overs remaining in the inning. Let's see how best West Indies can close this inning. So 238 more runs scored so far.
So cut away. Springer comes back.
Springer. Certainly would want to close this inning off well for the West Indies. The current rate, it would take them over 250. Projected score 259. So that will be just 6 runs short of my prediction.
So I'm guided for one. Anik moves on to 4. Score moves on to 240 for 5.
Yes, Springer certainly looking for the wide Yorker, which will not be a bad ploy. So bowling the ball full. Again, full delivery. Jaka Ali didn't do much with this one, just driving it to the man at the mid-off region. So good bowling so far in this over. Just conceding some 2 runs. Dot ball. Last delivery. This one is loose delivery down the left side. Easy picking there for Jaka Ali. Again, the inconsistency we see from the bowlers. Have bowled 3 good deliveries outside the off stump. Dropping this one short, angling down the leg side. Ali just getting into position quickly and just whipping this one backward and square. 1 bounce for 4. So the score moves on to 240 for the loss. 244 for the loss of 5. Springer just letting off the pressure a bit. This one driven uppishly. Man comes around from the mid-off region and restrict them to just 1. 245 now. What started as a good over. Some 7 runs now have been scored. So last delivery. Can show Springer close this one off. It's driven bit and is getting outside the edge and it races down for the wide foot man boundary for 4. So good end to the over by Bangladesh. Getting 4 of the final delivery. And as we have spoken time and time again, the need to close the over Started with 1-1 dots, and then we see the fourth delivery gone for 4, and the final delivery, a boundary was struck a bit, so very expensive over, some 11 runs coming off that Springer over, and Bangladesh 249. So now Bangladesh perhaps might be possibly eyeing a score of 270. So West Indies, Phillips. As bowlers, it has taken one, the most economical bowler, Shaman Lewis. It's picked up 2 from his 8 for 50 runs. And Brian Charles, his ball is 10 over, only person to have completed 45 runs and picked up 2 wickets. So this last 3 overs, West Indies would need the bowlers to finish well. If not, they are going to be chasing a score of over 270 runs possibly. So 250 up for Bangladesh. So West Indies now with some 17 legal deliveries remaining in the over, in the innings, sorry. They would certainly need to pull things back. This one is worked into the mid-wicket region. Easy single on offer. And Sabir Rahman has raced up to some 47 in quick time.
So it's very good. And this would be a well-deserved half century if he can get up to it. Played officially. Through mid-wicket. He's looking for 2 here. Rahman, and he gets it easily.
Yeah, good positive run in there between these two.
It's the kind of intensity you want as a team at the back end of the innings. 2 overs to go after this one. Pull fastly. He's looking for 2 again. So that brings up the half century for Shabir Rahman, and a much deserved half century as well. And he won't really, acknowledge it too much because he knows that he has a job on his hand here to finish off this innings. He didn't even really raise the bat that much there, Greg.
Yes, not any big celebration. I think he was focused on getting Bangladesh to a score perhaps in the vicinity of 270 thereabout or more.
So they've taken that one in short.
Six runs off the over so far. The final delivery. Phillips need to close this over well. If not, it will turn out to be another expensive over.
They've gone past that 250, Greg. That's that psychological figure now for the West Indies team. Short delivery to end the over. At the end of 48, it's 255 for the looks of it.
So Bangladesh really in a good commanding position with 12 legal deliveries left in the inning. They would want to get as many runs as possible. And with a set Shabir at the wicket, they would want him to perhaps strike a few lusty blows.
Well, that guy on your picture is striking a few lusty blows. Not Matthew Rajaram. He's striking some lusty blows with the camera, Greg.
He's continuing to do some good work out there.
Trying something different there, Anik.
Yes, realizing there's nobody down in the Footman region. Looking to work this one. But this is an area that I always believe that as a captain you need to protect. The Footman region, at the back end of any innings, you always have quite a few delivery balls tend to go down in this region.
Yep.
Because if the batsman go hard at the ball peels off the outer edge, it's going to go down for Footman.
Needs to protect that area. So delivery like that, if you go at it and edge it, then it could go to the man. But a wide signal by the umpire. Let's have a look at that one again. Yeah, that was a bit wide.
Yeah, clearly outside of the blue line.
This time it's wide. It takes the inside edge. Rahman looking to hit the good old heave-ho over the onside. And only have to get one. So this has been a good little fight back here from Springer.
Springer clearly looking to go wide. And we see the Footman has been placed on the boundary now.
Going deep into the crease there, Anik. Strikes it down to Philip at Loroff.
So the length is good by Springer. He's making an effort to pitch the ball way up, a Yorker length. The wide Yorker certainly is what he is aiming for. Again, that's good bowling. There isn't too much that the batter could do with such deliveries.
Yeah, good depth bowling, Greg. Speaking about that depth bowling concern.
But the problem with Springer is that he is not doing it consistently enough, especially the last two deliveries. He tends to go on the short side.
So a shot through mid wicket for four. A welcome boundary for that man, Jaka Ali Anik.
Yes, and he going deep into the crease and shuffling across the off stump. And this one had a bit of length. It was not as full as the previous deliveries we saw in the over. Again, the need to close off the fifth and sixth delivery. Much better ball this time.
In the end, closing off the over well. And 10 runs coming off the over at the end of 49. One more over to go. It's 265.
Yeah, so the projected score now is 171. So certainly the Bangladesh team would want to get a few more than that. But the West Indies team, certainly they would be up against it. The score of 164, 264 is already a very competitive score.
Certainly. Naeem Sheikh, 103. led the way for the Bangladeshis at the start of this innings, and Sabir Rahman doing the job at the back end. 52 not out of 54. Mohammad Mitun, the captain, had 28, and Deepu, he had 24. Philip, charged with the responsibility of bowling the final over, gets shot down the ground for a single. Anik was on strike for that one. Looking for two here. Actually, well, it went straight down the ground for four.
Yes, good hit in there by Xavier. Going straight with the long on, long off wide. That was a good shot to go straight, getting 4 runs in the process.
A lovely shot there by Sabir Rahman. Moves on to 56. The score moves on to 270. Well, he's asking for a wide now.
Typical fast bowlers response. Taking this one short. But to the good decision there by umpire Butler. And certainly he would have gotten his cue from the square leg umpire. Would have been in good position to see how the ball went past the batsman.
Carl took it at square leg. This one is an almighty shot, back down the ground for 6.
Yes, an attempted slow ball that Anik, spotted very early, and it was right in the slot and struck this one beautifully right into the top of the players' pavilion. So good hit there. That would have gone for 6, I think, in just about any ground.
It's a huge hit from Shabir Rahman. 2 deliveries to go in the over. This one he's going over mid off, but he finds the fielder and he has to go, and it was a well played innings by Shabir Rahman. And he has to go for 62.
Another slow ball. This time, perhaps looking to hit the ball too hard, lost his shape. Ball came out of the outer portion of the bat. And the man from cover running around took a relatively easy catch. But the damage was done already. 270 for 5.
Well played innings by Shabir Rahman of 62. And he has to go with the score on 276. Forced away. It looks to be Imlak who's there, and finished the innings there, Greg. And Anik would have thought that he missed out.
Yes, certainly delivery outside the off somewhere. He should have done a little more with this one, but it's strict. So Anik got 1 run, so some 12 runs coming off the final over. It was still a very good, productive over for Bangladesh, despite the fact they lost 1 wicket. But 277 for 6. They certainly would be pleased with the final outcome.
Yeah, certainly. We would have said earlier that if they can get past 250, it would be a good effort and a daunting total for the West Indies. They get up to 277, so they've set the West Indies A team 278 for victory. Phillip had 1 wicket, and Sherman Lewis, he had 2 for 50 in 8, and Brian Charles had 2 for 45 in 10. So that's how the bowling looked for the West Indies A team. And well, in the batting effort of the Bangladesh A, Mohammad Naim Sheikh striking a magnificent century of 103 off 117 balls. And well, the batsmen that followed didn't really assist Saka and Hassan, but Mitun with 28, Deepu 24, and Sabir Rahman, who fell for 62, he had a good hand at the back end. Anik, he finished on 18, that was a good hand as well. So 278 to get. That's the target for the West Indies A when they return on the other side. We're going to have a lunch, and we'll be back with more action at the other end.